Okay, so what to do with the rest of the dough. I took the pieces that I had here and I pulled them up very gently using a knife or a spoon. And you just like kind of go like that a little bit until it comes up and then use your fingers for it. Okay, that's something I would definitely have mom or dad or you help with. All right, so we got the rest of our dough. I'm going to knead it just a little bit. Remember, we're making that seashell. And every time you do, you push a little bit. All right, I think we got a good piece of dough. You can slap it into the table nice and hard and then start to roll it again. All right, flip it, get it hard, get those air bubbles out. Air bubbles inside of clay, no matter what you're baking, will cause it to bust. And then that's why, you know, things break when they get heated sometimes if they're not made properly. All right, so I want to make this just a little bit thinner so it matches the ones that I have on my pan already. And let's see, what should we make? How about a diamond and maybe another sugar skull? All right, so I'll start off with my sugar skull right here, circular top. Now, if you don't want to bake with this, if you just want to play with it, do it. You don't have to make it flat. You can make it any shape you want, and you can even let it air dry. So then you get your very own design clay that sits better than even Play-Doh does. Won't crumble and fall apart the same way. All right. Okay, so I'll show you how to place these on the pan. Here I have some of my baking sheet. I have my heart, my sugar skull, and then the rest are circles. I put mine on a baking sheet with aluminum foil underneath it. You can use that, that tin foil. It'll just help keep things, not to stick so much. All right, and then I got my diamond here. All right, and I'm just brushing off some of that excess stuff around the edges so it's not so hard. Okay, and then I'm going to place it on there. All right, now I'll start teaching you guys how to bake in our next video. Hey guys, so I'm going to put these into the oven now. And as you can see, I've laid them out. Ooh, don't want that to fall. I've laid them out on my foil, and I'm going to set the temperature. I set it to 325 degrees, so ask mom or dad. If you don't want to use the oven, you can just sit them out somewhere flat and let them air dry. Don't put them in Tupperware or anything with a lid because that'll prevent the air from flowing through and actually drying your piece. If you want to keep the dough that you haven't used, that's what you use Tupperware for. For this, I'm going to place it in the oven for 1 hour. All right, so check on it regularly and see if you know you need more time or a little bit less time. I actually took a little toothpick and I put a hole right at the top, so leaving a little room, but then I put a hole at the top so I can put a shoestring through or something like that later if I want to hang it on a tree as an ornament. If you're using some kind of, free form, like you're making something that can sit, like a paperweight or something like a cute little snowman, something that sits on top of your desk, make sure that the bottom is hollow, meaning that you scoop out the bottom. So you don't want to put like a whole form down. You want to make sure that air can go up through the bottom, or else it might pop, or it might have a hard time actually drying, even in the oven. So whatever you do, just make sure that piece in the middle is not there, and you take that out of the bottom. All right, so I'll show you guys what it looks like when we're all done. All right, bye-bye. Hi guys, it's Miss Kay. I'm back. I've taken my salt dough out of the oven. I kept it in for about 35, 40 minutes or so. And once it was done, I let them dry. They didn't need that long to dry or to cool off, maybe about 10, 15 minutes. But you have to make sure before you paint that everything is cool. If you paint while something's hot, it's not going to be fun and the paint acts weird, and just don't do it. Wait until everything's cool. Just like if you were to, eat something that's too hot, you have to wait for it to cool off. So I have a couple different examples of how they turned out. Some of them came out really flat. You can see how flat this one is. And that's mostly because there were no air bubbles in the middle. Some of them got quite a big air bubble. So I don't know if you can see this one, but it's very poofy. And if I push hard enough, you can hear it crack. So this is because there's air in the middle of it. So they are almost like crackers. You can see that big air piece, that big air pocket in there, right there. That's what'll happen if you don't knead the dough well enough. And I didn't knead the dough for some of these as well, especially when I did it again after I used the excess. I should have kneaded it a little bit more. So I wanted to show you some different things that I did. I painted this one like a green, a dark green. This one I painted a red, and you can see that little piece right there where I carved out a hole so you can put something in. I painted this one a green. This one came out, I wrote love on it, and it might be backwards for you in the camera, but for me, like, I have a little ornament piece on it so I could hang it on a tree if I wanted to. And then I have my sugar skull, of course, that I've painted white now. And you can tell by the back is still a little brown, has that cinnamon color. And then I have the sugar skull that I finished. So here's this sugar skull. We're going to put a little piece on it just now. So let's do that together. If you have some leftover ornament pieces, you can use those. I have these. They're green and they went up on like one of the Christmas tree pieces. I don't have a long enough piece, so I'm just going to take two pieces and I'm going to twist them together. You just twist one piece around the other, and you just get a piece that's not quite twice as long, but it is longer. All right, so now I have a pretty long piece. I'm going to take that and loop it through the head. And there you go. Your very own salt dough creation. So I'm super excited to see what you make. Post picture. Let me see. I want to know. All right, guys. Have a good one. Show me your creations. And I'll see you next time. All right. Bye-bye.